Here are 16 artifacts that are really all about mana fixing that I've added to the cube for artifacts that I've been building, mostly with Mirrodin and Scars of Mirrodin cards. But I've got a good selection of Shards of Alara cards, including cards like Mana Silex, which for a 1-drop and you add one more, you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. That's pretty useful. There's also Traveler's Amulet, which is a lot like Evolving Wilds. You sacrifice it and you get a basic land card. But here you also get a bonus because you shuffle your library, which is particularly useful if somebody's put a bunch of your creatures at the bottom of your library. Then there's also a leftover Chromatic Sphere from the various theme decks that I opened for this experiment, for this cube. I already have a playset in my modern cube, but I had a 5th one, and so it goes in this cube. And again, you get 1 mana of any color, and you draw a card, all for 1 drop. Wayfarer's Bubble from 5th Dawn. It's an uncommon. You can search your library for a basic land card. And then you shuffle also. So actually, should put it side by side with Traveler's Amulet. It seems like if we read both cards, well, they're a little different. Traveler's Amulet, you put the card into your hand. It only costs you 1. And Wayfarers, you play it tapped for 2. Not exactly the same card. Here goes Pentad Prism, which is a common 5th Dawn. It's got Sunburst at 2, so you can get 2 counters from it. So anytime that you remove one of those 2 counters, you can add 1 mana of any color. In the case of Armillary Sphere, after you do the 2-drop, you got to do 2 more to sacrifice it. And you can search for up to 2 basic land cards to put into your hand, and then you shuffle. That's pretty good. There are 5 Talismans, uncommon, in the Mirrodin set. I've managed to pick up 2 of them. The left one, Talisman of Dominance, is an Orsaf, as they would call it in the Ravnica guilds. I'm sorry, Dimir. I take it back, Dimir. See, this is the thing that I find about the Mirrodin set is, man, these mana symbols are just black and white. I could have sworn that this was an Orsaf, but it's actually a Dimir, a blue-black. You can either add blue or black to your mana pool. And it deals 1 damage to you, so it's costing you something. A lot like the Shocklands that are all the rage these days, and we're in all the rage in Ravnica. Same with Talisman of Impulse, Mountain or Forest, so it's a Gruul guild play, and you can pick one of the 2. Then Kaleido Stone allows you to add for 5 mana, 5 of 1 of each color. Very useful if you're trying to drop a Progenitus or something like that from the Shards block. Here go 2 artifacts that are actually from the Mirrodin block. They're both Dark Steel commons, or Golem's Eye, a lot like Palladium Mirror. You can add 2 to your mana pool for a 4-drop. In the case of Dark Steel Ingot, it's indestructible. You can add 1 mana of any color. That's pretty handy. Anytime it says of any color, I like it. I'm also adding 1 each actually I've got 3 of each, but the all 5 Obelisks from Shards of Alara, and these are more like a training tool for a new player, because really it allows you to know what all these terms mean, these 5 shards terms. A lot of times people talk about their Naya deck or their Esper deck. Well, now you know. When they talk about Naya deck, they're really talking about a white, red, green. When they're talking about Esper, is white, blue, black, and of course, a lot of the artifacts that I've added, and they'll be in another video, and the artifact creatures that I've added from the Shards of Alara block are all, basically, almost all of them are Esper. They're either white, or blue, or black, or combinations thereof. Here is Grixis, great deck that I like to play with, to try to play Nicol Bolas Planeswalker, which is a gigantic heavy card. Very difficult to play, but when you play you can start destroying permanents like crazy. So Grixis is blue, red, and black, black being the main one. Jund, red, green, black. And last but not least, Bant, which is white, blue, and green. So there you have it. Some mana fixing artifacts for the Mirrodin, Scars of Mirrodin artifact cube. We're going to be doing a lot of Esper talk when I go through the artifacts from the shards block that I've put in. Really like those talismans. I wish I had pulled more. And I'll leave it at that.